I'm very happy that you're with us today.
Glad to be here.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about it?
Moved on to Jordan.
Is the biggest risk you have taken?
It's a 11 March.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Equations for Excellence, powered by CASIO calculators. My name is Alexandra Topalian, and I'm welcoming everyone in the audience today to join me in welcoming special individuals throughout the UAE that have gone through their journeys with the obstacles and their achievements. So today I am joined by my guest, Mr. Ahmad Altarawneh, and he is the Senior Strategic Transformation Consultant at Dubai Police. Welcome, Ahmed.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexander.
I'm very happy that you're with us today.
Glad to be here.
So your background is extensive, ranging from working in 12 different countries. Now you're here in the MENA region, and you've had several critical positions.
I did, yeah.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about it?
Well, I started my journey in the U.S. I did my civil engineering, worked there and lived for about 21 years. And then I moved on to Jordan, joined the UNDP, and did some work for the food for oil, or oil for food embargo that was on Iraq at that time. And then I moved on to Yemen and did an assignment, and then to Dubai, then to a bit in Afghanistan and Libya. So across 12 countries, working for different government, UN, and so on.
Okay. And now with the Dubai Police, you're more into digital transformation, AI. Tell me a little bit about this.
I am 5 years and more. Started out as a senior consultant. There's a pioneering council that we have at Dubai Police. Our responsibility is sort of like to scan the world for whatever concept or people or technologies that can actually add value to Dubai Police, and in turn add value to Dubai. So that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. So anything involving transformation in terms of our services, our technologies, capacity building people, building centers of excellence, and so on.
Fantastic.
Right. Yes.
So this podcast is about calculated risks.
Okay.
I want to know, are you a person that takes calculated risks, or are you more spontaneous in your decision making?
I would say a bit of both. You'd need to be a bit of both. Obviously, life without calculated risks or risks that should be calculated is meaningless. I mean, obviously, if you just want to stop in your place and just keep living one day on and one day out, then that's one thing. But if you want to move on in life and basically go places, advance, build yourself, transform into different things and different positions, move up in life.
So for personal growth,
you'd have to.
Yes,
absolutely.
Okay. And do you? I'm talking here about the different areas of expertise that you have, and I see that you have a lot of leadership and strategy. You're dealing with the metaverse landscape now. There's a whole bunch of new emerging technologies. Do you find yourself taking a lot of risks with all this novelty coming at us?
Yeah, great example. I mean, take the metaverse, for example, when it first came out. So that would be one of the things that me and my team, our team, basically would look at. So we would scan the metaverse and quickly discover that, you could be a builder, you could be a developer, you could be a content builder, you could be this, you could be that. But obviously, you want to leap in and start discovering whether that technology, metaverse, can be of value to Dubai Police so that we can add value to Dubai, right?
Right.
So we quickly discovered that the metaverse is actually a use case built kind of thing, and it was like already inflated in terms of people talking about it and trying to use it in so many different ways, when it actually just needed to be looked at as a concept. And calculated risk here would involve figuring out which use case is good for us at Dubai Police so that we could actually leverage this kind of concept to add value. Yeah.
Dubai Police seems to be very avant-garde, with the latest technologies. I mean, that is the reputation that it has around the world, not just the fancy cars that are being driven by, but really, is it because you're taking so many risks that perhaps other police departments around the world are not venturing into?
Absolutely. It's all about forward thinking. It starts off at the top, right? So it's CEO. So then you have a chief commander that doesn't settle for anything less than number one.
Yeah.
And obviously, in order for you to do that, you'd have to look at everything and everything. And so you start to look at all kinds of different disruptions, and you want to be different. So, for example, he was one time meeting with a customer, just a lady customer, and she said, "You know what? I don't feel comfortable walking into a traditional police station." And immediately a team was formed. This was a few years back. A team was formed, and we started to look at what can we do to make it comfortable. So we came up with the Smart Police Station, SPS,
Yes.
right? So it won the Guinness Book of World Records for being the first unmanned smart police station in the world.
Really?
And now we have other police forces coming to us to actually look at the concept and adopt it in their own countries. So that's one way of looking at what calculated risk can do.
Absolutely. What would you say is the biggest risk you have taken in your life? It doesn't have to be career related. It could be personal as well.
Specifically, I would say 11 March 1999, when I decided to leave the U.S. after 21 years.
Where in the U.S., if you don't mind me asking?
I was in Alabama. And basically, after living there for 21 years, I started to look at the Middle East. I was already doing a bit of business with the Middle East, so shuffling back and forth between the U.S. and the Middle East was becoming a truly, truly difficult thing to do, right? Flights and stuff like that. So I had to make a decision whether I should move or not move. And finally, actually, I just picked up and said, I'm going to go there. I'm going to spend the next 90 days here and discover whether it's for me or not. And it was it. I came in and stayed. So
wow, that is a big
because the market and basically what the Middle East was all about. And
right.
So and it was a good move. Basically, I picked up my life and went places, different chapters, and get
That's
me where
right,
I
12
am
different
now.
countries.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And you must have a team, right, that you work with at Dubai Police.
We are teams. Yeah.
Teams, different
We're
teams.
Many teams. Yeah.
How is it to motivate the team to take calculated risks?
Amazing.
Is there that support system?
Yes. We have what we call innovation labs. We have all kinds of systems in place to encourage each and every employee. We actually get we've put on the first loyalty program in a policing organization called CAFU, and so CAFU is when I come up with a suggestion that can be implemented, I get CAFU points, right?
Okay.
And CAFU points collect. I have about 10,000 CAFU points, which I can exchange for days off. I can exchange for accolades. I can exchange for other
That's
things.
the first time I hear of such a program.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like we have several, a lot of motivational schemes, but that is definitely one of the first worldwide.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
So we're encouraged to innovate. We're encouraged to actually, now if I come up with an innovative idea, I can be assigned a budget, okay? And I can be assigned an internal team and pilot the idea. So
wow,
that's definitely one of the the areas where we use piloting, for example, as a calculated way to see whether that use case would succeed or not.
that's phenomenal. A lot of risks. And are we heading towards risking towards AI, artificial intelligence, and within the government, within the police?
Yeah, no, we have, we're exploring definitely a world that's coming up with all kinds of ideas that are disruptive.
Yes.
So basically now, take for example, ChatGPT or LLMs, which is large language models. We were one of the first organizations within the Dubai government to explore how can that actually affect e-crimes and stuff like that, cybersecurity and so on, and what would be our role in policing that and so on. But at the same time, we were also discovering how can we use it and leverage it. And so several of our employees actually were tasked with, trying to discover what ChatGPT is all about. And we've actually come up with a few things that we could use within the work environment, which has proved already very beneficial.
And if you hadn't taken all these risks, where do you think you would be today? Let's talk about that risk of.
Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God that I did take all of these risks that I have. Otherwise, that'd be just, I've always looked at myself, and I like the statement that says, if you want to be one of the vital few, not the trivial many. So,
Be one of the vital. Okay.
so the vital few,
Yeah.
you got to work on yourself. You got to build yourself. You've
Right.
got to do capacity building all the time, right? You got to take yourself to fronts that just you haven't been there before, and that's coming out of your comfort zone. That is definitely an area where when you get in, you got to push yourself, and a lot of times you fail, and if you fail, to me, it's a lesson learned. It's not a failure, right?
Absolutely.
So a lesson learned, accumulatively, you accumulate so many lessons learned. Use them elsewhere in your life so that you could move on further. But if I didn't do that, I'd probably just just a regular family man with kids and, with a regular job
Yeah.
and a 1976 car or something.
Do you 1976 car?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how much money I'm making. But
Yeah, I
obviously,
guess.
yeah.
Do you find that in this day and age, the new generation is taking more risks than our generation, for example? They are given more liberties, more autonomy.
Obviously, they have seen what we haven't seen at their age, and they have so many tools and capacities and things that if they use them correctly, obviously they can go places as well. I think part of the challenge with the young organization today is the fact that they may have been raised with parents with total dependencies and stuff like that. So that might work against them. Others I've seen also want to go places, but they don't have a definite plan. Calculated risk is a life cycle approach. You've got to start with, first of all, deciding what you want to do, where you want to go, and then figure out what exactly is the return on that investment, okay? Because you're going to invest your time, you're going to invest, probably money or efforts or whatever. You might invest even brand name and reputation and stuff like that. So that all plays a risk. That fear factor may keep our young generation today from taking calculated risks and then just stick to a job and just move on slowly with just a regular job or something like that. But I've seen, in this country, for example, this is basically, I think, not the case. Now, there's so much government encouragement. There's so much youth programs, SME programs, incubators, and stuff like that. So this generation in this country obviously has a lot more chance of going places and doing a lot more calculated risks.
Yes, I would to think the opposite. They don't take as much calculated risks as we do because we were very, cautious of authority. I feel they are less worried about all these other factors that come into play. But they definitely have more opportunities.
Maybe I'm a little bit biased because, obviously Dubai Police is more than 22,000 employees. And a lot of them are, maybe 40% of them are young. And as Emiratis, of course, they're allowed to work and at the same time do small businesses and stuff like that.
Right.
So I know a lot of people within government roles and stuff like that actually started their own business, right? Different types of businesses and stuff like that. So that I would say maybe the segment that I've been exposed to have made me that biased. But I do believe that this country offers a lot more opportunity for people who want to go places and take some risks. I think there are a lot of capacity there.
That's true. Well, Ahmed, thank you very much for being with us today on behalf of CASIO Education. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you have a fantastic path ahead of you as well as behind you. So wishing you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ahmed. Bye-bye.